All right, welcome back to the Deep Dig Sports Pod. We just wanted to talk about really quickly the whole situation with the Vikings and the Rams going on right now. Apparently, there's reports that Matthew Stafford could be traded to the Vikings, and your reaction right now is just like, what the fuck is going on? My reaction was, what's going on? People were saying it could make sense. It's a hey, we're gonna go all in this year for Matt Stafford because he's a little bit better than Darnold. Reunite him with Kevin O'Connell, and we're gonna go for a Super Bowl push. And then Darnold gets a better situation because he could be the long term solution for the Rams. And you have JJ McCarthy waiting in the wings next year because Matthew Stafford is another year older. Does this make sense, or is this you're trying to get too cute, Vikings? You're trying to outsmart. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think they're getting too cute for it. I honestly, it might not even be the Vikings pushing this. It might actually be the Rams because do you remember last season there was talks about shopping Matthew Stafford, and we already know how McVay is. Once McVay gets done with a guy, he's just like that's it. We seen how the Jared Goff breakup went, and it was horrible. They talked a lot of shit to him on the way out. Like McVay is kind of like that. He's like, oh, I had to be like, he's a little Gruden-esque, where he's like, all right, once I'm done, I've had my fun. It's the Toy Story meme. I don't want to play with you anymore, where he's dropping Woody. That is how kind of McVay is. But I just don't know. Like, you dropped this on me right before.
Yeah, Rams are also in a fire sale right now because apparently they're calling teams about Cooper Kupp. So season's basically over for the Rams if they're making moves like this. I think Sam Darnold's playing really well. Why would you jeopardize the kind of flow and chemistry of the team for Matthew Stafford, who hasn't exactly looked amazing this season either, and he's 36 years old? The argument of, oh, but Sam Darnold could potentially be their long-term solution. If Sam Darnold is playing good enough for your team that he's a potential long-term solution, you don't trade a quarterback who's a potential franchise quarterback for a long-term deal. Like, it would be insane to me that you're putting all your eggs in the JJ McCarthy basket, coming off injury, and you don't even know if he is that great in the NFL.
That's true, but just the resources allocated for JJ McCarthy, you have to give it a shot. You gave up a number or first round draft pick. That's not nothing in this league. You have to try him out. And I think
49ers let Trey Lance go and they had Brock Purdy.
Exactly. Like, you have other guys, and realistically, like, I feel like they're strong enough where they feel like, okay, well, even if JJ McCarthy doesn't work, we will find someone. We have something that everybody wants in a quarterback. We play in a dome, and we have the best wide receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson.
But the thing is, you found a guy who could be your guy. Like Sam Darnold could be your guy, but you're gonna throw him away for unproven commodities and like a rookie coming off a season-ending injury.
I think they're doing their due diligence. I don't know if they end up pulling the trigger on this, but realistically, the last few weeks, we've seen Sam Darnold not turn into a pumpkin, but not have that same level of performance that he had in the first few weeks of the season. We've seen him slow down considerably. Is that going to continue, or do you think, hey, it's just bumps in the road and eventually we're going to get it figured out and he's going to be high flying Sam Darnold again? Or is he going to turn back into what he's always been, which is a guy who throws a lot of turnovers, who you don't really feel comfortable with giving him the entire keys to the offense?
But you're going to bank on Matthew Stafford being who he was before. Like, he's not exactly top 5, top 10 Matthew Stafford in the league anymore.
Yeah, but he's a guy who has championship pedigree. He's been very, very good for a long time in this league. And I think you'd feel comfortable giving him the keys to the car and being like, okay, just you have one shot, go ahead and do it. And if you get this done, you retire a legend, we're good. I think you feel good with that. And if not, then you gave it your best shot.
What do you think Sam Darnold would want? Would he want to stay here and try to win a Super Bowl with the Vikings, or get traded to the Rams and try to be like, okay, give me the keys to LA?
I think he would want to go to the Rams. I think he would want to go and get the Baker Mayfield. Like, hey, I proved it. I showed you what I can do. I'm under a great head coach in Sean McVay, and you're going to have to pay me a boatload because I'm going to be your starter. Because he's going to win more games to then not put them in a position to draft a quarterback. And I think that's the good kind of the thing. If you're going to make this move to Sam Darnold, you are going to make him your long-term guy. And if you're Sam Darnold, you're next year, you're looking over your shoulder the entire time. Even if you do, if besides winning the Super Bowl with the Vikings, there is no job security with the Minnesota Vikings if you're Sam Darnold.
I think you play it out if you're Sam Darnold. You could potentially go to the Super Bowl here, and I know we're talking big picture, but like Vikings have been really good. They could get hot at the end and go to a Super Bowl. Then Sam Darnold after this season can be like, okay, well, who wants me? Come get me. You don't have to just narrow it down to the Rams. And then he has
Well,
such a body of work with a good team that more teams would be interested in him.
yeah, I just think you go to the best spot available for you. And right now, like the Rams don't seem like a bad spot, realistically, if you're Sam Darnold. You're already familiar with the division. You were just with the 49ers last year. You know, like that they have Puka Nakua and they have a really good offensive head coach. You want that if you're Sam Darnold. You don't want to go to another. Look what happened with Nick Foles. Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl. He goes and gets a bag with the Jaguars. They end up not being great, and he just goes back and just he retires after. You know what I mean? He gets his one big bag, but he never gets to be that guy. If you're Sam Darnold, you don't want to end up like that. You want to put yourself in the best position to win, and that might be with the Los Angeles Rams.
I think the Vikings are going to be a better shot for him next year though. Like JJ's not going to be ready. I think it's a situation next season where if he comes back, he has the job for at least another full year, unless shit hits the fan and they're losing games, which I just don't see with this roster construction. And if he keeps this level of play, like I don't see that happening. Now, if his level of play declines, then it was going to decline regardless, and he's a backup. But I think you roll the dice with the team you're familiar with right now, the team you're with, and I think you pull a little Kirk Cousins. Like, listen, this guy's on my back, but I'm gonna just play better.
I think it's I don't know. I think you have a better spot with the Rams if you're Sam Darnold because again, you know the division and the division is weaker than the division you're playing in currently. Like realistically, the Vikings could be great and still have to play a wild card game because they're going against the Lions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think too though the Rams their defense isn't that great. Their chain, if they trade away Cooper Cup, they don't really have a run game. Like it's not like the Rams are amazing. I mean, McVay might retire for all we know.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that now it's kind of I think those talks are already kind of done. I think he's just kind of ready to go and just like, all right, I'm back in it now. I've already had my kid. I know that's like the thing that I was worried about, but realistically, I know how to do work life balance. Like, I'll be fine. I think that if they do get rid of Cooper Cup, it's going to be for something. And I think if they make this Sam Darnold move, it's not just going to be Sam Darnold. It's going to be Sam Darnold and a pick and another player. You know what I mean? Because they
Yeah.
have the track record of a better quarterback that they are sending to the Vikings.
I mean, this is insane. If this actually happens, I don't know if this has ever happened where a team who is only has one loss midway through the season is trading their starting quarterback who was getting talks of MVP candidacy. That would be insane. Unheard
Those
of.
talks have cooled down. They have cooled down quite a bit
I mean,
over
it's
the
cooled
last
down
few
for a
weeks.
lot of quarterbacks in the league though. Like I feel like Lamar is the only one getting talks now.
That's true. I think yeah, that's true.
All right, we'll see. You guys let us know in the comments what you think about this. It's insane, and we will drop more videos on this as it progresses, if it does progress any further. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like and comment.
Later.
See ya.